Hey everyone, I have the next round of stories that I'm going to document for my October daily. I'm going to document some amazing happy mail from Veronica. She sent me the most awesome package of goodies, and she even made me a bracelet. So even my daughter was excited to look in the package, so I'm going to make a page about that, of course. And then the back is every year, I guess, starting last year, I'm gonna do a story about resting witch face. And this was just a Snapchat filter, and I took this photo with the Snapchat filter, and it was just a long day taking care of kids. So I said that this is my face after taking care of kids, and them saying my name like 700 times. So I'm gonna include that story, and then also this random one. We were walking down the street and my daughter saw this incredibly gross bug and it's really freaky looking, and apparently it might be migrating. I don't know. It's supposed to be in Washington. I'm not sure. But I'm going to document this, and then I'm also going to document my daughter at a little Halloween event. So 4 different stories, and I am going to get started. Okay, I know that that was a long introduction, but I really wanted you to know kind of the background of the stories, so let me know if that doesn't appeal to you. Just let me know. Okay, so for this design, I'm just doing a bunch of vertical squares and shrinking them down because 3x4 will not work. So I think these are closer to like 2.75 by 3.75. I just eyeballed it. So I'm going to have 2 pattern paper cards, and then I'm going to have 2 photos in the bottom right that's going to have a washi tape strip, and it's just going to have a flip up. And then the same thing with the top left with my daughter and I definitely chose to put the silly face behind the happy face. The silly face right there, you can see it. Okay, so now I'm going to get out some Everyday Explorer stamps. I'm going to use the one that says, oh, happy mail, or something like that. And then another phrase that I found was, this was so sweet. And I'm going to fussy cut those both out, and then I will add those. I'm also going to add in one little label so that way I can journal about what this story is all about. I mean, you can tell what the story is about, but I just wanted to make sure I added in a label as well. I'm also going to fussy cut some stars that were from the Tracy Reed kit. I can't remember if I keep them. I think I'm going to maybe change them out for some wood veneer stars that Veronica gave me, but I can't remember. I know I'm going to add in some smaller wood veneer stars and put those by the Ghoul Squad. I'm pop dotting that one. I haven't hole punched my paper yet, so I'm going to have to readjust that one slightly. And I put the happy mail up in the top left corner of the package. And yes, I am using one of those stars that I fussy cut, and I'm just going to pop dot it so that way it doesn't blend into the pattern paper. Same thing with the one up in the top right corner, and I just added that label that I was talking about a little bit ago. I'm going to add in my little tiny wood veneer stars that Veronica gave me and hole punch the paper and then move on to the next one. Okay, so I made these sequin laminated little pockets, and I slowed down the video, that way I could show them to you close up. I basically just took a laminator sheet and made the sequin pockets, nothing that was raised, all the flat sequins, and then I was able to run it through my laminator. I think I ran it twice, that way I can make sure it was sealed. And then I had laminated pockets. I love it. And you just saw me put 2 tags on my resting witch photo, which worked out perfect because I accidentally left a digital piece on that photo. I think it was the spider, and so I had to cover that up anyways. So, worked out perfect. Purple tag, orange tag, and a flare. Perfect. I am using another little label to just journal about how my kids would not stop saying my name, and it was just a long day overall. So, I was a tired mom, and this witch face definitely captured it. So I put the sequin pocket on the wrong black row, I want to say. So I'm going to have to rub off the adhesive, and thankfully it is going to come off fairly easily. If you put a lot of heat when you rub, it'll generally come off, and that works well for me. What's your favorite adhesive? If you want to leave a comment and let me know your favorite adhesive, I would love to know. Mine is just Elmer's, but I've been thinking about switching lately just because it's a lot of waste and I can't get the ATG pink one to work for me, so I don't know. If you have a suggestion, let me know. For this bottom sequin pocket, I wound up cutting it so that way I could put a little bit over by the label and then a little bit over to the left of the journaling card. And then I can use a second flare, which was just a spider web. And both the flares are from ScrappinHappyStudio. So this worked out perfect. So I'm just taking that cut little sequin pocket and I'm going to tuck it into the resting witch face. And done. I just love that page. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so this was a little story. Like I said, it was about this creepy, creepy spider. I mean, you guys, it was like the size of a quarter. And what was impressive, too, was just the spider web. It was all the way from a mailbox across to a tree. It was crazy. And like I mentioned in my intro video, my husband wound up looking it up and researching it. And it may have just migrated down here because of the change in the temperature and how warm it's been, which is freaky in and of itself. So anyways, I had this cool little like felt ribbon trim that Veronica gave me. So I put some Nuvo drops on top of a few of the spiders, let it dry, and then added some double-sided tape. And I'm able to add it to the photo along with that label that says Creepy AF, which is from Kellie Stamps. Also found a super old spider border trim, so I added that, and then the Something Wicked, and also a label so I could eventually put the name of the spider. I kind of wound up leaving not enough room to journal about the whole story, so I kind of had to squish it in, but that's okay. That's okay. I had fun, and I was just struggling a little bit with how to just keep that empty space on the right, because that was important to me, to keep that empty space right there. So last little story is my daughter and her art class, and she was so excited. She hadn't seen her friends in about a month since they had a little play date, and so this little art class they were able to take together. I recently discovered from Tracy Reed that you can use the hole punch to punch the corner of the label, so that way it comes out nice and rounded. I'm also going to use some chipboard to add to the two little pumpkins and also the witch to give that added dimension. So it's a digital piece, but I'm able to make it more like a traditional scrapbooking piece with the chipboard. So just a little pumpkin, a label, and then same thing on the bottom photo. That way I can journal about the two different pieces. I'm just going to finish up fussy cutting these, and then I am going to fussy cut the witch as well, trim off the extra of the labels that I don't need, and then I'm going to wrestle with this Traveler's Notebook paper that I made, because what I did is I stamped a design of two leaves on the top and the bottom, and I had the tag behind it and then also the happy pumpkin behind it. And I didn't want too much of a gap between the tag and the witch. So I kept having to readjust it, and you can see I pulled it off here, and I think I'm going to pull it off one more time. I probably should have, I don't know, I should have just stopped fussing with it, but I just really didn't want that big of a gap. You know how sometimes you have a design in mind for your project and you just can't let it go? And that was the issue here. I just couldn't let it go. So after the second time, I finally get it the way I want. And then I decide that I need a little piece of white paper, so that way I don't have to actually hole punch the Traveler's Notebook paper. So I'm just going to glue that down, and then I will finally put the witch down, and I will call these little stories all done, and I will be ready to move on to the next set of stories. So just adding them to my notebook, and I'm all done. So another set of 4 stories done. So that wraps up this round of October Daily Stories, and I really hope that you have enjoyed seeing all of them come together. I put together this one about some happy mail from a scrapbook friend, Veronica. I will link her because she makes the most amazing October Daily pages and is so inspiring. So I will link her below. hodgepodge, and that's another reason why I really like this project, is that I can bring in a wide variety of products and mix them all together. And then I layered on the back. You can kind of see it worked out that there was a thin little border, and I liked that. I just grabbed some random paper I had probably from years ago, and I just used that for the back of this one for resting witch face. And I made the sequin laminated pockets, added some flares, and just a little bit of journaling. So it was a really fun page, and I loved bringing it to life. And then I put in some artwork that we have here, sure, but it could stay there for now. And then the spider page, I'm gonna journal later on. I gotta figure out the name of the spider. And then my daughter went to the art class, and I will just journal about that later as well. So for this one, I brought in the Sahin Designs new Halloween kit, Halloween fall kit, and I really like it. So I hope you enjoyed seeing these pages come together. If you would like to continue to see my videos, I would appreciate a subscribe or just a thumbs up. I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.